Hello, Cancer. I am Adriana, and I am going to be giving you a reading for January. So, I was going to say I have already pulled all of your cards because it takes me a while to pull them, but I realized I didn't pull one of them. I did have a pretty good grasp of the concept coming out of your reading, but with yours I am a little unsure. It's a little all over, but I was looking at your horoscope, and your horoscope is mainly focused on relationships and you reevaluating your relationships. So give me 1 second while I pull this card. This is why I pull them off screen. It's gonna take forever. All right. Interesting. Okay. So, what I just pulled for you is a CBT card. So basically this is supposed to be used for like therapists, but I am pulling them to determine like something that you can change in your thinking this month. Let me know if you like that idea. I don't have to do these cards. I just thought it might be interesting to see what the results were. And what you got is build someone up. So basically it's about giving people compliments. So maybe, okay. So I think this is, since it's about your thinking, it's actually about the other way around. I think it's about you needing to compliment yourself more, using positive talk, and cutting down on the negative things that you tell yourself, and the criticizing. I was going to say criticization, and that's not a word. So that is the thinking pattern that you should have for January, is focusing on your positive self-talk. I have also pulled a card for your lesson for the month. This is from the Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose Oracle cards by Sonia Choquette. And you got Accept What Is Dying. So this can be anything, with your horoscope being focused on relationships. I feel that for most of you at least, this probably means ending relationships that are no longer working or serving you. So these may have relationships that hold negative emotions. You might have regrets about things, or someone might make you feel bad, or just you're being there as an obligation to make the other person happy, but it's not really serving you in any way. Allowing those to fall away in January, Cancer. But this can also be, your projects, or a career, noticing what is not in alignment, but particularly what's not working. So if you are, For example, making videos for YouTube and nobody is watching them, perhaps that is not in alignment right now. And that doesn't mean that you have to stop making videos if that's what you want to do, but realize that the way that you're doing them, the topic that you're doing is not working. It is dying. And so you need to, cut that out. Pull the roots of the weed so that you can plant something new. And then I have also pulled for what it is that you need to let go of in January. And these cards are from the Soul's Journey Lesson Cards by James Van Praagh. And I was pulling one card and two came out for you. Your first is forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And then your second is empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So what I'm getting for this is that, yes, it might be the surface level that you need to forgive people, because you can't have a true love connection with somebody if you are holding resentment. But this could also show that if you are having these emotions that I said in a relationship, that it's not going to work, because that is blocking that flow of love in that relationship. So if you have something very strong that has happened in the past between you and this person and you are trying to hold on to it, ignoring these feelings of potentially, deep hurt on your level, it might be time to let that go, because that is not serving either of you. It's not serving you because it is, potentially painful for you every time that you are interacting, and it's not serving them either, because they may think that you have this peaceful accord between you without them realizing that they're hurting you, and they may not like the knowledge that they are hurting you if they knew, and if that wouldn't bother them, then that is more of a reason of why you shouldn't hold on to that relationship. So with the empathy, I think that comes down to, ending the relationship while still attempting to forgive, recognizing that there are two sides to the story. And, as a Cancerian, that probably comes easily for you. But if it is a very painful, it can be easy to let your emotions overwhelm you and, allow you to focus more on what it is that you are feeling, and that's fine. And that might even actually be the case. You might be more focused on how you ending the relationship is going to affect the other person, and foregoing your own emotional needs. So, taking that higher stance to take care of yourself and your own emotions, and make space for new flowers that can bloom of new, better relationships, better work projects, and really anything that is not, in accordance, anything that you were feeling resentment towards, or pain in any way from it. I'm getting this could also be things that you're doing out of obligation, things that you're doing for other people. You could be doing it because, maybe your parents always wanted you to be a doctor, and part of you resents that. And even if you enjoy being a doctor, maybe there is a way that you can continue doing it while letting go of that connection that you have with your parents to it. Perhaps going to a different like hospital than the one that your parents recommended you to. Find ways that you can separate that resentment, those feelings, so that you can make it more of your own and something that is going to bring you more. I'm getting the word clarity, but I was going to say, emotional stability. But perhaps with clarity, it's just that you can look at things more objectively from a different situation. So perhaps in that example, if you enjoy being a doctor, finding a way that you can look at that clearly without those emotions dragging you down. And I also pulled a card for what it is you need to focus on for January. And you got hello from heaven. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you, to prove they're with you at this time. This is from the Spirit Messages Daily Guidance Oracle deck by John Holland. And this is really where it felt that your reading was kind of all over the place. But I'm getting that perhaps, if you want to release those feelings so that you can try to make a relationship continue to work, don't try to do everything yourself. You can reach out to, your loved ones, your past loved ones, your, spirit guides around you, and ask for them to help you transmute that energy so that you can continue to have that relationship work. Perhaps, if something is dying instead of dead, it is possible to still save it. It's possible to water and give, nutrients. So perhaps you need to ask for that, from above, from beyond your own capability, because you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to give up just because you have not been able to move past those feelings into forgiveness. So for your cards, tarot cards, yes, I think these do have to go with this. I think this has to come down to the relationships and your relationships to certain things. So this could also be an ongoing project that you've been doing for a long time. It's that you need to, realize if you have these negative emotions come up about it. So you've got 9 of Wands, which, you are taking a stance. You are holding your ground, and you have a lot of things behind you that you are also, taking a stance on. And so I see that as you are, possibly being firm that you're going to hold on to these relationships, attachments, even if somebody else tells you that maybe you should let it go, because you have, been holding on to it, like he's holding on to the staff. And there is some greenery coming up out of the ground there. So it seems like, you can see that it's, going somewhere, it's starting to thrive, but is it really, are they really just weeds? Is it serving you? So, it can be you standing your ground, in letting the relationship go. It could be you holding a stance of, that the emotions that you have are real and, worthy of your attention, and, releasing you of that. But, it can also be the letting go, because with your second card, you got Queen of Swords. And she, it looks like she is ready to, either she could be going into battle, but she could also be wanting to do something, painful. It looks like what she is doing is painting her on her face. You can see that she is having like sorrow. So I think that letting go of this relationship might be a lot for you emotionally, but holding on to the relationship could also be hard on you emotionally. So, this could be taken on either stance, but either way, it's going to be a burden on you. You can hold on to it or you can let it go, and if you let it go, then you can release yourself of that burden in the long run. And for your last card, you got Knight of Swords, which is definitely going into battle. So I think that it is the universe telling you to go and do what might seem hard and difficult, of letting go of something that maybe has brought you some positivity in the past, but how much is it bringing you now, and what is it bringing up? And really evaluating if it is working or not, and taking that sword and cutting completely those cords that are attaching you to these things and these people, so that you can begin this new year with a fresh start, so that you can truly grow, like a flowering garden of your dreams. I have also pulled a rune card, which I cannot pronounce runes, but it is Gebo. And this means gifts, partnership, sacrifice, fair exchange, and honor. And yes, originally I didn't know where to get from this, but I think now what it's saying is the sacrifice. Making that you have been making sacrifices with you, from yourself, but then also you need to make the sacrifice of letting things go. And that by letting things go, you can be given a gift. You can be, given a true partnership that isn't going to feel like a sacrifice to be in it. Now, this may not have resonated with you, and if it didn't, then just, put it out of your mind. But if it did, please think about it, and, don't rush out and just end all of your relationships. Put real thought into it. But with that said, this was your reading for January, Cancer, and I hope to see you in February.